All right, are you ready, everyone? Welcome to my world, where everything is connected with food. Yes, I created the first ever home sous vide immersion circulator. And what that means is that we use very, very exact temperatures to cook the best food you've ever had in your life. And everybody here in this room has had sous vide food. You just don't know what it's called. It was a secret of every single top chef for the longest time, and now I put it in people's hands. When I first came to the United States, I was 7. It was 94, and I went into my new house. I opened the door, and I shouted back to my parents, "We're rich!" There's stairs in our house. What dwelling do you live in that you need stairs? It blew my mind. So when I went to school, I walked with pride. I was like, yes, my new day at school, everything's happening, things went well, people smiled, and then progressively people came around me with the international symbol for "you smell." I didn't know you're supposed to change your clothes every day. I'm 7, I don't sweat. What's the big deal? So I was a pariah until one day a girl named Mariah came to my rescue and she said, "I'll have dinner at your house." I was like, sweet, great, I'm going to serve you a century egg. Because it's a delicacy, it's expensive, it's cool, it's green on the outside, green on the inside. And she took a bite, made a little bit of a face, and was silent the rest of the night and went home. I was like, that was easy, cool. I went to school the next day a little bit more worried that it was going to pile on to the "No, Lisa, no" campaign. And everybody surrounded me. And they're like, "Lisa, Lisa, Lisa, can we come to your house and eat the weird food?" I was like, whoa, of course. And that internalized for me immediately, holy, food is the best connection I have when I couldn't speak the language, when I didn't even know how to behave. This broke through. Fast forward 15 years, I am going on a date with a plasma physicist. I read the Wikipedia article and I memorize the first 2 sentences. I go to my date, I'm like, okay, a plasma physicist is someone who can do nuclear fusion. He looks at me, he's like, great, you're into science. I'm like, yes. And then he's like, but, it's like, I'm really, I'm new to New York. I really love the food scene here. Are you into food? And at that moment, my life had been all food. Like, imagine food changing your life when you're 7. You're going to want to work for Mariah Batali. And I did. And you're going to want to work for every Michelin-star restaurant in New York. And that's what I was doing. When he said that, it was like, I was like, yes! I really love food. He's like, do you know who David Chang is? I was like, do you know what sous vide is? And he's like, yes, it's when you control temperature very precisely. I'm like, every single restaurant I work in right now has this huge, hulking scientific piece of equipment that cooks its food. And I'm like, and nobody at home knows about it. It's what separates really good food in a restaurant from the home. And all you have to do is put your food inside of a bag and then put it in the water and then walk away. When you come back, your meal is perfect. He was like, whoa, that's great. Let me make one for you. So on weekends, a little bit more than weekends, we make this DIY kit. We go to Maker Faire. We learn how to use Arduino, which was fresh then. And then we have this open source kit. We teach classes across the country. This is our little kit right there. You could, it was basically like a zombie machine, anything with a heater you attach it to, and it turns it into a sous vide machine. You have to solder the boards yourself and everything. It got to the point where we sold hundreds of machines, and I would get like 40 emails a day in my inbox saying, hey, when are you going to make the real thing for the home? I just want to be able to plug it in and clip it onto a pot. And I was like, let's do it now. And my boyfriend was like, okay, great. That means we have to move to China and quit our jobs. Also, will you marry me? I was like, yes. We were dating for 6 months at this time. And he did right. He got down on one knee, had a ring, and I'd never been asked to be married before. So I said, yes. And we go to China and we start building out our prototype. We go to Shenzhen, where people sell electronics like the farmer's market. You know, people have their like little kids attached to them. They're like, hey, do you need this microchip? Do you need this? And we're like, yes. Our prototype is coming along, and then we go through all our money. I mean, like, all of our money. So much so that, the bank leaves me voicemails that I can check. I'm like, food. I remember sitting in a train station, watching the train go by, my train, and letting it deliberately pass. I'm eating a snack, and I can't taste it. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We're so close. Let me go back to the States, sell a kidney, and come back with the money, and then we can finish the prototype. And I'm like, dead serious. This is like what I'm running through, these get-rich-quick schemes to finish. And my husband's like, my fiance is like, you are crazy right now. We need to go on vacation. So we get another credit card and we go to Thailand. And we meet up with one of our people that we connected with through food at one of our maker spaces. He introduced himself as a chef. That's that guy, bam. And then when we told him about our plans, because it's all we could talk about, he said, hey guys, did you know that I have an industrial design degree from RISD? Look, whoa, vacation just got onto another level, workation, and then we go back to China and we finish our prototype with his help, with 1 week remaining before our wedding. We go back, we go back and I talk to my wedding videographers. I'm like, please, can you help us make a Kickstarter video? You don't have to film our wedding. Just help us with this. We put it on Kickstarter and it becomes the #1 most funded project in our category. To date, we have had 2 Kickstarter campaigns. We've made over 1.3 million from complete strangers and our friends and family. We start a revolution. In the past, I would see these huge hulking immersion circulators in those top restaurants. Today, when I walk into Saison, when I go into a restaurant on Meadowood, if I hear about Noma, they're using my machine. And the best part is that thousands of people are using my machine at home. And they're able to eat the best thing. Like, have you ever watched one of those cooking shows and you want to reach into the television and eat it? Now they can do that. I made that happen. Because of our success, we were able to bring all the manufacturing knowledge that we learned in China and bring it back right here to San Francisco, where we manufacture a high-tech piece of equipment that has Wi-Fi connection right in the Bay Area. And that is how food has connected my life and moved me forward. Each meaningful experience I've had, whether it be good or bad, has been a part of food and it's moved me forward. Hard things are hard. I mean, I'm remembering that train station. Like, hard things are hard. But also, every ounce of good that you have, it's not lost. And the best is yet to come. Thank you.